Localities on alert as Typhoon Yagi approaches. Later on, Vietnam's economy shows positive trends after 8 months. And in our world news, Michel Barnier named as the new French Prime Minister.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Good afternoon. It is currently 3 p.m. local time and you're tuning in to 30 minutes of VTV News. I'm Dylan Lei with the latest updates. Now, Super Typhoon Yagi, currently at level 16 intensity with gusts over level 17, has been moving west at 40 kilometers since 4 a.m. Friday. By 7 a.m., it was about 160 kilometers east-southeast of Hainan Island, China. The typhoon is expected to enter the Gulf of Tonkin Friday night, moving west-northwest at 15 to 20 kilometers per hour. By 7 a.m. Saturday, it will be around 120 kilometers east-southeast of Quang Province, with intensity at level 12 to 13 and gusts up to level 16. It may make landfall in northern Vietnam by Saturday afternoon. Winds along the coast from Quang Ninh to Thanh Hóa will increase from Friday night, reaching level 68 with gusts up to level 9, and near the typhoon's center up to level 10 to 12 with gusts to level 14. Inland areas, including Hanoi, will experience winds of level 68, gusting to 9 to 11, picking from Saturday morning to evening. Expect heavy thunderstorms, tornadoes, and lightning on Friday in the northeast and Thanh Hóa to Thừa Thiên Huế. From Friday night through September the 9th, rainfall will increase across northern Vietnam and from Thanh Hóa to Hà Tĩnh. Residents are advised to secure roofs with sandbags, tape glass doors, and seal vents to prevent storm damage. Stay safe and remain informed for other updates. In response to the impending Super Typhoon number 3 or Typhoon Yagi, several localities have implemented sea bans effective today on Friday to ensure the safety of fishermen and boats. Nam Định Province has prohibited all sea travel, recreational activities, and swimming starting from 6 a.m. Friday morning until further notice. Starting at 5 a.m. on Friday morning, Thái Bình and Nghệ An provinces banned all boats and transport vessels from going to sea. Boats currently at sea must return to shore and anchor safely by 4 p.m. Friday. Quang Ninh Province, Haiphong City, and Thanh Hóa Province enforced their sea bans starting at 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. Friday. These measures have been taken to ensure everyone's safety as the storm approaches. According to the latest real-time forecast, Storm Yagi is rapidly approaching several islands and mainland regions of Vietnam. On the outpost island of Co Tô, evacuation efforts are underway, with authorities aiming to complete the process by noon on Friday.
Since early morning, workers from temporary camps across the entire Co Tô Island district have been evacuated.
I'm worried because I've never been in a situation like this. Luckily, it's safe in here. It's dangerous out there.
All residents are on high alert. Many households sustained significant damage when wind speed reached level 8.
The previous storm destroyed the area in the back of my house. It's all gone.
As of 11 a.m. Friday, 40 families across Co Tô have been relocated to 10 designated shelters, including schools and communal houses.
100% of residents have been evacuated to communal houses, schools, and sturdier residences in the area. We're committed to ensuring accommodation for the evacuees and finishing the process by 11 a.m.
In addition to the evacuation efforts, Co Tô officials are taking decisive measures to secure fishing boats and protect fishermen. The island's 2 main docking areas are currently sheltering over 500 boats.
To ensure aviation safety in response to Typhoon Yagi, the Civil Aviation Authority of Vietnam has announced temporary closure for 4 major airports on September the 7th. Nội Bài Airport in Hanoi will be closed from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., while Vân Đồn Airport in Quảng Ninh will halt operations from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. Cát Bi Airport in Hải Phòng will be shut from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Thọ Xuân Airport in Thanh Hóa will be closed from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. These closures are expected to impact approximately 310 domestic and international flights. Airlines are actively informing passengers of these changes to help them make alternate travel arrangements. It is anticipated that Yagi will enter the East Sea by late evening on Friday and early morning on Saturday. From midday onwards, the northeastern waters of the northern East Sea will experience a gradual increase in wind speeds. The northern localities of Quảng Ninh, Hải Phòng, Thái Bình, and Nam Định are predicted to be most heavily impacted by Typhoon Yagi. Preparations are currently underway.
Ropes are being wrapped tightly to secure a pontoon bridge at the anchorage in Tuần Châu area in Hạ Long City. Le and hundreds of other boat owners here have been busy preparing.
We've bbeen proactive in protecting vessels docked at anchors. Preparations have intensified as this is the biggest storm in 10 years.
398 cruise ships and 98 passenger ships have been called back to shelters. The remaining 9 have been informed about the typhoon and are rushing back to shore. Of nearly 5,600 fishing boats of all types, 257 offshore vessels were informed about the storm and have anchored in other provinces to avoid the landfall.
We focus on ensuring the safety of ships and aquaculture rafts. Areas prone to landslide have been reinforced. Safety measures have been implemented.
In Hải Phòng City, the Bạch Long Vĩ border gas station coordinated with Port Management Board and ship anchorage areas to contact and notify ship owners operating at sea and in the port to quickly move to safe shelters. Local authorities are coordinating with Radar Station 490 to monitor and strictly manage the number of ships and boats operating in sea area and in the port. Communication lines will be operated to promptly handle any situations that may occur. Up to this point, the People's Committee of Nam Định Province has successfully called approximately 1,700 vessels and more than 5,000 fishermen back to safe shelters. All fishing and recreational activities at sea are suspended. Local authorities have deployed working groups to guide fishermen to anchor their vessels and secure their houses. More than 500 kilometers of sea and river dikes have been inspected and reinforced. Thousands of hectares of saltwater and brackish water agriculture along the coast of Thái Bình province face significant risks. For the past 2 days, many households have been harvesting shrimp to minimize damage. Others are actively preparing contingency plans in case of heavy rain.
We have prepared sufficient chemicals and also have plans to drain rainwater to ensure salinity levels remain stable.
The province acknowledges that damage to agricultural production will significantly impact people's livelihoods. Therefore, in recent days, drainage pump stations have been operating at full capacity to protect rice and other crops.
In preparation for Typhoon Yagi, Nghệ An and Hà Tĩnh provinces are taking proactive measures to mitigate the storm's impact. Hà Tĩnh residents began harvesting rice on September the 3rd, even though the crop was still green, to prevent storm damage. In Nghệ An province, authorities banned all boats from going to sea starting at 5 a.m. on Friday and are focusing on inspecting and managing vessels currently at sea. On Friday morning, a striking cloud strip was spotted along the coast of Hà Tĩnh and Nghệ An, raising concerns about severe weather. The Hà Tĩnh Hydrometeorological Center identified this cloud formation as a distant indicator of the approaching typhoon, often signaling heavy rain and lightning. With Typhoon Yagi expected to cause significant damage, residents are urged to reinforce their homes, secure their property, and prepare for the storm to ensure their safety. And before I move on, let's have a look at the exchange rate between the Vietnam Dong and some world currencies in today's market. Vietnam's economy shows positive trends after 8 months. And culturally rich digital art products is vital in promoting Vietnam's soft power. Now moving on to other important updates, the General Statistics Office has announced the socio-economic report for August in the first 8 months of the year. Starting this month, reports will be published on the 6th rather than the 29th as per Decree number 62. In August, import-export turnover exceeded $511 billion, a 16% increase year over year. Goods exports reach over $265 billion, up 15.8%, with a trade surplus of nearly $20 billion. Foreign investment in Vietnam also grew, with total registered capital at $20.52 billion and realized FDI at $14.15 billion, up 7% and 8% respectively. Over 110,000 new enterprises were established in the first 8 months, at 4.4% rise, with registered capital of over 994 trillion Vietnam dong, or roughly $40.35 billion. Industrial production increased by 8.6%, driven by a 9.7% growth in the processing and manufacturing sector. Vietnam is preparing a package of incentives for chip companies, including tax breaks, fast-tracked export processes, and 10 years of rent-free land, according to Nikkei Asia. The proposed Digital Technology Industry, or DTI law, also offers 150% research expense write-offs, grants, and expedited visas, aiming to attract global players like NVIDIA and Bessie. These measures come as Vietnam looks to benefit from the U.S.-China tech war, which is pushing semiconductor firms to diversify their supply chains. The government is introducing new rules to seize the opportunity, but Nikkei notes that these incentives must be aligned with global treaty on minimum taxes. Vietnam is also investing in energy, infrastructure, and workforce training to position itself as a key player in the semiconductor industry while navigating compliance with the OECD-backed 15% global tax floor adopted by over 140 countries. Over the past 8 months, the United States has emerged as Vietnam's largest market for agricultural, forestry, and fishery imports, with a turnover of nearly $8.6 million. This represents a significant increase of over 23% compared to the same period last year. Currently, Vietnam exports 8 types of fresh fruits to the United States, including dragon fruit, mango, longan, lychee, rambutan, star apple, grapefruit, and coconut. Additionally, Vietnamese agricultural products are set to expand further into the U.S. market as the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development of Vietnam and the U.S. Department of Agriculture are finalizing legal procedures to allow the export of Vietnamese passion fruit to the United States. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính has issued Directive 29 to stimulate consumption, support production and businesses, and develop the domestic market. The directive focuses on supporting agricultural product consumption, promoting green and clean production, and ensuring food, hygiene, and safety. Connecting agricultural products to distributors plays a crucial role in ensuring supply for consumers. More in the following.
3/4 of this supermarket are devoted to Vietnamese fruits and vegetables. They have been working with 42 cooperatives and 40 farming households nationwide to ensure that agricultural products are supplied throughout their entire system.
We have built 3 warehouses in 3 regions to facilitate the introduction of agricultural products in our system. Products from over the country can reach customers.
Supermarkets say that to offer seasonal fruits at competitive prices, they must create detailed plans with suppliers several months in advance. These plans need to address import volumes, storage requirements, and promotional strategies for each type of fresh agricultural product.
Currently, agricultural products occupy over 90% of the shelves at Coop Mart Hanoi supermarket. Vietnamese agricultural products are very popular with Hanoi consumers, especially products from southern provinces and Ho Chi Minh City. We have many promotional programs, especially for Vietnamese agricultural products, such as the Da Lat Vegetable Festival and other distinctive festivals.
Logistics is a crucial focus for businesses due to perishable nature of fresh products requiring prompt preservation.
Transportation, distribution, and circulation stages are parts of what we often call logistics. One measure that I think is very important is to strengthen the connection between the distribution and circulation so that products can reach customers faster. The ministry also recommends that localities should develop specific strategies to support production households in remote areas with high-quality agricultural cultivation techniques and appropriate transportation methods.
In 1961, during his visit to the Navy, Uncle Ho said, "In the past, we only had nights and forests. Today, we have day, sky, and sea. Our coastline is long and beautiful. We must know how to preserve it." Uncle Ho's teachings serve as a beacon, guiding the way for generations of naval officers and soldiers and inspiring them to firmly protect the sacred sovereignty over sea and islands. This commitment explains the rapid development of Submarine Brigade 189, whose establishment marked a turning point in the history of the Vietnamese Navy. More on this in the following.
The officers and soldiers of Submarine Brigade 189 produced this equipment to replace similar foreign-made parts on submarines when damaged. Localizing materials and equipment helps the unit reduce investment costs. More importantly, the locally made equipment is better suited to the Vietnamese environment. While the knowledge of operating submarines is complex, these models help soldiers quickly grasp key concepts. Through innovation to overcome difficulties, Brigade 189 has developed about 20 initiatives.
As a campaign-level submarine troop, the brigade is equipped with modern weapons, technical equipment, and a synchronous shore-based system. Faced with a complicated working environment, initiatives must be implemented synchronously, comprehensively, and effectively.
Submarine Brigade 189 was established in 2011, making it a relatively young Navy unit, especially in the submarine field. It demands not only physical strength from each soldier but also a thorough understanding of engineering and technology. The brigade's 13-year journey has been one of aspiration to master modern technology. Submarine operations are always challenging, with each training situation presenting a new challenge.
All officers and sailors have consistently overcome difficulties and remain determined to complete all assigned tasks with excellence.
The Submarine Brigade is comprehensively implementing all aspects of its work through synchronized and decisive policies and measures. The focus is on developing the brigade into a revolutionary, disciplined, elite, and modern force.
Solidarity, discipline, secrecy, determination to win is the motto of Brigade 189. Following in the footsteps of Uncle Ho's soldiers, the young members of the brigade continue to write the history of the Vietnam People's Army. Through their silent sacrifices and unwavering will, they protect the sacred sovereignty of the fatherland.
In recent years, digital cultural products infused with traditional elements have taken youth by storm. This trend highlights how traditional cultural heritage can be promoted as a nation's soft power through a strategic approach leveraging digital platforms, professional production, and creativity.
The multi-platform variety show Call Me By Fire has recently garnered widespread public attention. In just 2 months, the show has amassed over 1 billion views on social media and is still counting. This show demonstrates how traditional culture can serve as a foundation for artists to create unique, impactful art that resonates deeply with the community.
The support here can come from our friends and families. However, support can be from our own cultures, community, and country. We want our cast to convey their interpretation and message however they want.
The creative blend of traditions and modern appeals to both older and younger generations.
Animated films' tales such as Carp Becomes Dragon have gained popularity. These culturally rich products, deeply rooted in Vietnamese traditions, have received growing recognition due to increased investment and professionalism.
Digital art products usually revolve around what's currently trending. These products do not stay relevant for long. Vietnam's traditional culture is a fountain of creativity. Those who can draw inspiration and leverage this source will appeal not only to a Vietnamese audience, but also to an international one.
Young content creators blending innovation with traditional culture presents a challenge. Yet many in the digital media industry are determined to pursue this path. In a world saturated with countless digital content options, stories steeped in Vietnamese identity are the ones that stand out. They have the potential to become cultural products that not only contribute economically, but also strengthen Vietnam's soft power.
Coming up next in our world news, Michel Barnier named as the new French Prime Minister. And later on, Far East becomes Russia's national priority for the 21st century. Now moving on to our world news, French President Emmanuel Macron named Michel Barnier, the EU's former chief Brexit negotiator, as France's new prime minister on Thursday. French President Emmanuel Macron assigned Prime Minister Michel Barnier to form a new government after 2 months of political deadlock following parliament elections. Speaking after his appointment, Barnier said his tenure would strengthen national unity after months of political unrest. 73-year-old Barnier is a member of the right-wing Republican Right Party. He later served as the European Commission's head of relations with the United Kingdom and is credited with negotiating the latter's exit from the bloc. Thailand's House of Representatives approved a 3.75 trillion baht, or $111 billion budget bill for fiscal year 2025 on September the 5th. The bill will take effect for the fiscal year beginning this October. The budget proposes a 4.2% rise in government spending from the revised outlay for the current fiscal year. The figure will allow new Thai Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra to increase state spending to boost the nascent economic recovery. The budget proposal includes a deficit financing equivalent to 4.5% of gross domestic product, based on a growth forecast of 2.8 to 3.8% next year. The Thai Prime Minister is facing challenges to revive the Thai economy, which is being held back by near-record household debt, sluggish exports, and a weakened manufacturing sector. Russian President Vladimir Putin reiterated that developing the Far East region is a national priority for the 21st century. At the plenary session of the Eastern Economic Forum, the Russian president laid out a number of developmental strategies for the Far Eastern region. He emphasized that the business environment and conditions for foreign investors will be significantly improved. He announced that the first internationally prioritized development area will be established in Primorye. The Russian leader also instructed authorities to explore the possibility of constructing a nuclear power plant in the region. The Russian president noted that Russia will continue to increase the volume of goods transported, including the active development of Arctic resources and redirecting shipments from west to east by enhancing transportation networks. The Reply AI Film Festival, running alongside the 81st Venice International Film Festival, is a short film competition revolving around the innovative use of AI and the quality of storytelling within the world of cinema. During this event, multiple AI-generated works are nominated and awarded, representing a milestone in the integration of artificial intelligence into the filmmaking industry. More to follow.
3 winning short films were built around the theme, synthetic stories, human hearts, and were selected from the 12 finalists by an international jury. The Reply AI Film Festival is part of ongoing initiatives to promote new technologies among younger generations and foster a culture of innovation.
We have not seen if those technologies can be used correctly in order to produce, for example, a good story, a good piece of content. We still need, as humanity, to have heroes and to have people that we embody somehow and so on. But so this will not change, honestly. What will change is how we produce content and how we distribute and how we consume content, for sure.
The art world has faced its own existential crisis as AI creates more sophisticated content while becoming ever more ubiquitous. While traditionalists may oppose AI influence, it should ultimately be viewed as a new tool for artists to work with.
I think that AI will present a tremendous opportunity, mostly in that you can do things using AI that are not even possible. They're not conceivable or possible to do in any other way. And so I think that that's naturally how things will evolve.
Technology was also a key issue in last year's Hollywood strike, as performers fear AI will make theft of their likenesses common. Actors are also worried entirely AI-generated actors, or metahumans, will steal their roles.
Up next, let's have a look at the weather forecast. And that is all that we have for this hour on VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can visit our website or YouTube channel or download our mobile app VTVgo for more. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.